morning, everyone. Afternoon, evening. Welcome to our Wednesday Share Success Call. Hello and happy September, everyone. We are kicking off September today. It is Wednesday, September the 4th. You know I'm excited to be here. Who else just loves September, right? Like there's just a magic in the air. Tracy's saying absolutely. She loves September as well. Shelly saying yes. I just love the vibe. I mean, every month has its own blessing, right? Its own teaching. But I'm just going to say we all play favorites, don't we?
For
Yes,
sure.
I'm with you. As Tony says, bring on the fall and the boots. I love that. So good to be with you guys. And so looking forward to dropping in and having an intentional kickoff to your new month and a new season of your life. And thank you for the love. It's so good. Hi, Jennifer, and hi, Cass. So good to see you guys. My intention, I am definitely going to still join you guys at least once a month,
Starting route to
sometimes
Pexa printing.
more than once, but I'm going to be joining you usually around the end of a month or first of a month because I am just such a big fan of intention and creation and setting those intentions for a new month. So I'm so looking forward to seeing you guys. And thank you. Many of you have been popping in my DMs and checking in on me, and I'm doing well. Thank you. And thank you for the love and the support and the kindness. And I just love this community. I'll always be part of this community and supporting of that. Just shifted it up just a little bit to be here around once a month, sometimes twice. So excited to be back with you all. And then the fun is you guys are having other people join you on some of these calls and getting to learn from others as well. But you guys, you know what September also means? It's convention month. Dun, dun,
Yeah,
dun. Yay!
so fun.
It's like a second Christmas, Sandy Goddard, you
It
know?
is.
We get to celebrate. And right now, I know you're off camera. So if you need to stay off camera for a minute, that's great. But I'd love for you to share and tell everyone what you're up to this morning, because that's super exciting that's coming too.
For sure. So many of you know the book called Essential Emotions. Um, Natalie and I have been managing that project for 6 years now, I think. And we just sent the 13th edition to press, and we have a brand new cover. And I'm going to do a press check at the printers this morning. So hopefully within a few minutes, I'll have a gorgeous new cover to show you. I'm super proud of it. And yeah, there's a rewrite of some of the sections, like the body systems. Instead of looking up like your left third finger cuticle, it's more like body systems. And so it's I think it's a really great approach from that of, let me trust my own intuition. Let me trust, that the answers really are within me to find the root of an issue. So it might be like my digestive system, and and I'm going to look at the left or the right side of my body, or the front or the back, and then follow clues that way. So it's an awesome rewrite. I think you're going to love it. We have a full training on the Wednesday before convention. So that goes from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. So you can go to sharesuccess.com/convention and check out all the details for that. But we've got a really great lineup. We've been holding planning meetings, and that's really coming together. I'm excited to come together for that. So thank you for posting that link, Tiffany.
Yes. I love your gatherings. Can I come? Can I come hang out with the cool kids that
Please,
morning
always welcome.
and share and
Always
be there
welcome.
and hug some of you guys? I just love seeing you and I love what you guys are creating. Who can we just give them some love for the essential emotions and all the work that goes into that, right? That we're the recipients. Like thank you for leading that project and the energy that you put into that. And I'm
Thank you.
excited for the new book. I just love these essential oils every day, all day, right, friends?
Yep.
Yeah,
How
so
would we
good.
live without them?
Tony's asking, can I watch it virtually? Is there a virtual option for your training on the 18th?
We are not doing a virtual, but I've heard that there are plans to do a recording if somebody wants to do a rewatch.
Okay.
Just that If we start you too thin, the live stream, the quality suffers. So um,
Mm,
I don't think we're selling the tickets to that just yet, but
hey,
stay tuned if you absolutely cannot make it.
yeah,
Obviously, do everything you can to be in person, but
yeah.
yeah. And then I think you've got some cool stuff coming down the pipeline.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Well, I'm right in the middle of it. So some of you may have seen this and have joined this, but I'm hosting this week. It kicked off yesterday. I have a second session today and a session tomorrow called the Nourish series. And we're coming back to be nourishing of your glow, your growth, your goals, but just that new season, loves, right? Like as we turn, I don't know how this might land for you, but it feels like back to school energy. And I'm just simply hosting personal development for adults, right? Like come back to focus and routines and being nourished in your energy, which was yesterday's session, how your self-care creates your self-power and how potent that is. Today, we're going to be talking in detail about vision and visioning and the creation of what you're going to be doing the next couple of months, right? Like there's still a lot can happen in the next 3 or 4 months of 2024. And so we'll be working on vision and creation, intentionality, and then talking about growing your sales specifically in this session and this season. And so if you want to join me, it's free this week. It won't be free past this week. So you'll want to get connected there and you have access to recordings for a week for free as well. And then it will be a paid for course, part of my new membership community that we're going to be announcing as well tomorrow, which is a very entry level amazing community that we are cultivating and having ongoing support. Because some of the feedback I've received over the years, some of you've joined me in, say, my Success Academy course, my mindset course, my sales training courses over the years. But when they end, people say, well, what next? We're in such a great groove. We're in momentum. I'm getting more done here than I've been getting done. And how do we do this? And it's always like, well, you can join my next course. So I'm going to have a month-to-month ongoing community that will be launching tomorrow. And so we'll have a monthly workshop, monthly Q&As, and daily/weekly support in a membership site. So that's what's happening and coming up for me. If you want to get connected to the Nourish series, which is literally just to get you nourished for this new month, this new season, and to support you, you can join me. I'll put the link also in the chat box, but it's tiffanyspeaks.com. It's my home website /nourished, nourished ed, NOURISHED. And again, I'll put that link here. But yes, I love that. Jennifer says, I've got to finish my homework over lunch. Cindy said, I loved yesterday's session of Nourish. Thanks for doing that. You're so welcome. But yeah, come join me there. Come get nourished in that's happening right now this week. And again, I realize you may not be able to attend every session live that's happening in live time this week, but you do have access for free to a recording for 7 days following the live training. So that's in live time right now, but I would love to share a little bit around that thinking. I just would love to know how this lands for all of you. Let me just put that link right there while we're talking about it. So you can get yourselves registered, or if you need to, you can see it on my social. It's been being shared the last week. You can find that link too. So but I'm just curious, tell me about how you're all doing and give me a pulse too. Are you coming into right now or in this season as of today? Are you feeling really focused, in momentum, making things happen? Some of you are crushing it. You're just on fire. How many of you coming post summer, maybe loosey-goosey routines? How many of you may be feeling on the other end of the spectrum, like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm kind of stuck or I'm at a standstill? Some of you, you might be saying, I feel like I'm somewhere in between. But how are you feeling about focus and momentum right now? Would you put that in the chat box if you're here live? I know some of you, if you're listening to this recording, take an internal observation to that as well, is where does that land for you? And where are you feeling in terms of I'm in routines, I'm in my habits, I'm thriving, I'm taking action, I feel the momentum to, are you on that side of the spectrum? Are you feeling a little more, hey, I'm struggling with focus and momentum, or maybe somewhere in the middle? Where are you guys feeling about that? Becky says, I'm excited for others, to shift creating routine schedules and creation mode. I love that. Yes. Shelly saying, I'm ready. My routine is gone. Got a swing of motivation, Kristen, in full swing. I love it. Run with it. Yes, Janine says, I feel like I'm on the edge of some kind of positive explosion in my business. So good. All right, Andy, while they're chiming in on that, oh, maybe he's with us still, maybe not. It looked like he was about to show us a new cover. Oh, there he is. Do you want to show us a new cover? Do you have a new cover for us yet? Okay, maybe not. We'll have him check in when he's ready in just a moment. Okay, Layla's saying feeling momentum and also looking to nourish and make space before a second really full booked half of September. Love it. Tony's working it out in Diamond Club. Cindy, I love this stepping into a new season. But you guys, I just invite us. Can we just come into some of that intentionality as first and foremost being grateful for the season we've come from? And even if it was hard, if it was heavy, this summer for me was a little bit of more of a stretch. It was hot and heavy and not in a sexy way. It's like, oh my goodness, and some different heartache and challenges and things like that. And also definitely some rich blessings and beauty that comes from that. And so wherever you're coming from, though, there's been gifts and there's been opportunities. There's also been lessons. And sometimes those lessons are, hey, this is a season to tend to my heart, or this is a season to tend more to my home. And then there's seasons, right? I love that Bible verse that says, to everything there is a season and a purpose under heaven. And that there are different intentions or different purposes in our different seasons of our lives. But as we come into September, I'm going to invite you to take some time, if you haven't already, to pause and to do some visioning. Join me in my Nourish session later today, and we'll go through a full expansive experience of that. But I just invite you to play with a few initial questions. As we come into this new season of your life, what do you want less of? And on the flip side, what do you want more of as you move into this season? What do you want to experience more of? What do you want to create? Where are you going? I love that question. Where are you going? Right? Like sometimes when we ask our teenagers, they're getting ready to leave with friends, hey, where are you going? Like, what are you up to? Who are you going to be with? Where are you going? What are you up to? But asking ourselves, like, hey, where am I going in my business, in my health and wellness, in my marriage? I was seeing this thing earlier today about how all relationships require effort and tending to, right? And that we often, and that's true for our business partners, that's true for our friendships, that's true for our romantic relationships. But just thinking about this question, where's my marriage going, if applicable? Where's my friendship going? Where's my health going? And just thinking about the visioning of that is knowing clearly, like, this is what I want to be intending or to be intentional about to create. So I love that. Congrats, Layla. I love seeing that. I'm hitting elite in August. Love that. Kristen or Jennifer saying less conflict, more smiling. Kristen saying more financial freedom, less running like a chicken with my head cut off, but rather more focus and reason, less worries, more confidence. I love these, the clarity, less stress, more living with intention, less clutter, more intention, or even more flow or more peace. But just why I like answering those questions. And sometimes, create a blank sheet of paper, draw a line right down the middle, and on the left-hand side, write less of. On the left-hand side, write less of, and on the right-hand side, write more of. And it's just a great little way to drop into, what do I want less of? Because I'm going to invite you, when you're envisioning and goals and creation, you are going to want to spend more time focusing and giving thought energy and visualization to what you do want versus what you don't want. But what we don't want are also great impetuses, aren't they? They're great catalysts for change. Knowing, like, hey, like Cass saying, less clutter. I'm tired of the clutter. I'm tired of the challenge of that. And, therefore what I want on the other side of that is I want peace, and maybe spending time visualizing what the space does look like and the feeling of that. And then the actions you're going to take to help bring your space into alignment in that way, right? As an example. But just sometimes knowing what we don't want is a powerful motivation, isn't it? It's like, I'm tired of feeling sluggish, or I'm tired of feeling tired, right? Physically, or I'm tired of kind of spinning my wheels with my business. I want to take more action. If you are wanting to see growth in your life and in your business, action will be the foundational bedrock. And may I give you permission to take a lot more imperfect action in this season of your life? Right? It's like, what actions do I need to take? What imperfect action? Because where some of you are getting yourselves snagged and stuck, and that loop, myself included at times for sure, is we get stuck in overthinking. We get stuck in getting ready to get ready. We're working on it being perfect, and then we'll move forward. And so having that for yourself is to say, I'm going to take more imperfect action. Or as Seth Godin would say, great blogger, author, marketing expert, he would say, ship a lot of B-level work, meaning put it out there, create more, put the action, so to speak, for growth. Because again, sometimes, and I get, sometimes we're in a more thoughtful, introspective, internal creation, like we're in it. But if we want to see more of that momentum and the progress, the results, it's like, I'm going to be willing to take more action. Yeah, how powerful that is. I'm loving reading what you guys are writing here. Becky says, I want more systems, more clarity with vision and mission and defined goals, and more rest for my body. Yes. More systems and automation. Nicole, love that. That's a great foundational choice. Bonnie says similar, more structure, more hope, less shame, less believing of lies. Yes, ma'am. More opportunities to help women have better lives. Karen says, great thought-provoking questions. Thank you, Karen. Tony says, I'm in the process of creating my office that I've been wanting for years. Yay. Tony, I want to see photos of that. Yes, yes, yes. So it's just coming into clarity work, taking time to pause. Is where am I going? Where are you going? Where are you going? My life, my health, my business, my marriage, my relationships, my home, my clutter, my space, all of these things. It's like that intentionality is, where am I going? And I loved in my earlier corporate days, I loved working for Stephen Covey. He's the author of the world famous legendary book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And one of his habits, habit number 3, talks about begin with the end in mind. Begin with the end in mind. And we can do that in real short form, which is, how do you want at the end of this week, when you hit Sunday, right? In September, what day will that be? The 8th. What are some of the things you've accomplished this week? Some of the things you're feeling? What's some of the things you've focused on between now, Wednesday, and Sunday, right? Again, real short form, but a great way to engage, to say, well, I've cleaned out that clutter in my office, or I've done this, or I've done that. Some of the things you guys are talking about. I've moved my body every day between now and Sunday, right? That might be one of the goals. I've reached out and nourished at least 3 people every day, or whatever, again, those intentions and goals might be. You can expand that to the month of September. What do you want to begin with the end in mind? It's the end of September. What are you feeling? What have you achieved? What's happening? What habits have you been establishing? What progress are you seeing? It's now Thanksgiving here in the United States, or Canadian Thanksgiving comes a little sooner, but it's now the end of December, right? So the end of 2024. So 4 months from now, few days shy of that. But 4 months from now, and you're thinking, gosh, it's the holidays. And what have I felt this holiday season? What holiday season do you want to create and cultivate? I love to do that exercise with my coaching clients as we get real specific. What do you want to create in the holidays? Because it can be such a time of so much going on. And it's like, ooh, this is what I want to feel more of. This is my vision. This is what I want to cultivate for me and my family. But thinking about, again, for your health goals, for your business, your home, relationships, financials, as you think about, it's the end of 2024, what has transpired? Where are you going? Again, begin with the end in mind. It's like seeing the destination. It's like seeing Lake Como, Italy, and seeing myself standing there and seeing the view, right? And having the gelato or the whatever, seeing yourself feeling healthy and strong. And you're like, gosh, I am consistent and I have trust. I believe myself. One of the most powerful things you can all work on, and we touched on this quite a bit in yesterday's series, in the Nourish series, which again, if you want the access to that recording, you simply just get registered at tiffanyspeaks.com/nourished, and we'll send you that recording. But one of the biggest things we were talking about yesterday is one of the most important goals that you can be working on, if not the most important goal, is to trust yourself. And part of learning to trust yourself or trusting anyone else is that we make and keep commitments, right? It's one of the fastest ways you build trust with you, with anyone else, is we make and keep commitments. And so the more that you can see, like, hey, I honored my word, I honored myself, I was in tune, I regularly checked in. Now, keep in mind, none of us do this perfectly, so give yourself some grace, but being much more intentional in this season to build a solid base of trust in yourself, right? Like any other relationship, we're going to be intentional about the deposits we make, the words we speak, the actions we take, the thoughtfulness that we bring to a relationship. Well, we bring that all internally to ourselves. And so learning to trust yourself and to strengthen that trust, again, that's an always evolving relationship. So that could be for every single one of you listening here live or back to this recording, is you can be hearing and leaning into and trusting is, guess what? I'm going to choose to have a better relationship with me. I'm going to nourish myself. I'm going to honor myself. I'm going to keep my word to myself. Anyone else on board for that in this season, right? Is I'm going to take better care of me. That doesn't mean perfect care. That doesn't mean sometimes you might have to reschedule something because something came up that you changed. That's okay. But that we get into greater alignment. That is a source of power, my friends. Source of power is when you are in alignment. It's just like if a vehicle, if all the tires are in alignment, like it's going to do so much better than, hey, we're kind of out of alignment. We're drifting, we're drifting, we're drifting, we're drifting. That's life for all of us. Is it's easy to drift, right? That's why we come home to focus, intentions, visioning, creation, because then we're more intentional creators about where we're going and we're in alignment. But bringing that first and foremost with ourselves is I want to be in alignment with me, right? Some of you right now might have something up for you in a relationship. Some of you right now might be really bugged with someone, or someone's bothering you or agitating you or triggering you, or you feel like, gosh, they are so out of integrity. They're so out of alignment. Or if this person in my downline isn't doing X, Y, or Z, or in my upline, this or that, or this person, this or that thing. And it's okay. We're all humaning. We're all learning these things. But the best you can, one of the ways you take your power and your peace back is you let them go. Sometimes I say, God, can you handle this? Can you handle these emotions for me? Can you help me with this relationship, or this, help me have perspective? Help me come into and look at myself. Am I showing up for me? Because sometimes we're so triggered that someone else isn't showing up for us, or someone else isn't validating us. Now, that's a very layered conversation, isn't it, about healthy boundaries and communication and so forth. But at least if we can bring it back more into where we have power, which is in yourself, is how am I showing up for me? Am I showing up for me? Do I like me? Do I have my own back? Do I validate me? Do I show up for me in those solid ways? So at least that's some of the things. These are just some initial thoughts that I wanted to share with you this morning, is coming back to your vision, coming back to your self relationship where your source of power lies, coming back to being in alignment with yourself, making and keeping those commitments. So has this been valuable? Has this been helpful so far this morning? Am I in the right room today? Am I in the right space? Because that's my hope and my desire is, showing up and adding some value to you and helping us come home into alignment with that. So thank you for sharing that. Okay, beautiful.
Hey,
Awesome.
Tiffany, do
Yes, my friend, are we ready to see a great reveal?
you mind if I show it off?
We want to see it. Do we not want to see it?
Okay, so I'm here
Yes,
at PG
yes.
Printing. They've been our printing partners for, geez, 15 years. Number of years. Yeah, a lot of years. And this is Corey. Corey's our
Hi,
press rep.
Corey.
He has absolutely rocked it and served us so well for so many years. So it's going to be a little noisy here, but here we are in the printing room. And this is the 4-color press that's running it. And here is the cover that we know and love. And here is the new cover.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that beautiful?
That is stunning. Like, talk about a major glow up.
I know,
That's
right?
what we call that, Andy. That's a glow up,
There you go.
right?
So you guys saw it first.
Gorgeous. Show us one more time.
Okay.
Oh,
Kind of fun. And here they are coming off the press. This is one of my favorite times is watching the printing machine just crank through those. So this is the press.
oh my
Pretty,
goodness.
pretty big machine.
I love a good live BTS, right? Behind the scenes. We are seeing
How
a rich live behind the
many color press
scenes.
is it? Six
Here
hours.
we go, you guys. Oh,
Super fun.
oh, it's so beautiful. It has such a vibrancy.
I'll take that with me.
Yes. Andy, someone's asking if they can pre-order
The
this
book,
new book. Yes.
we have found that it works best to just offer them when we can actually ship them. And so we should have them available to ship on the Thursday of convention. So that's
Yeah.
when you can snag yours. We're not going to stock out, so you don't have to worry about missing out. But yeah, Thursday will be the day.
Yay. You guys, isn't that so fun? Congratulations. Like, this is like you're going to give birth to a new baby.
Yes,
We're excited
sure.
about that. So fun.
It
I'm
is fun.
just curious, how many of you are coming to convention this year? Would you say so in the chat box if you are? I'm just curious. Oh, Haley B, I need to squeeze you when you're here, babe. All right, Bonnie's coming. Tracy's coming. Carolyn, I love it. Andy, Jennifer asks, Tiff, did you have influence on that cover? It looks like your flavor. I did not weigh in on this, you guys. Andy knows how to design. That was his life before doTERRA.
It's wild.
As he
Wild to
was
think my
as
past
he is a
life.
designer. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So many of you. I'm excited you're going to be here. I'm excited to see you, or you're joining in virtually. But if you are live, I am going to come down to their training on the Wednesday. So come see that. Likely be in the back of the room. Come give me a squeeze. Would love to see you.
Hey, can I share one more thing too?
Yeah, please.
So we're doing the emotions training on Wednesday, but we're also doing the leader-led training on Tuesday. So that's going to be a fantastic mastermind. Top leaders are collaborating to bring the top of what's working in building doTERRA as a business right now. So to help promote that, we have a post that just went live on our Share Success Facebook page, and we're doing a giveaway. So we're actually giving away 10 tickets to this event. And to enter into that giveaway, here are the things you need to do. Just like this post and tag a friend who might benefit from it. And then you can also get extra entries by using the hashtag Reclaim Your Health. So it's going to be an awesome event. Again, we've been in planning meetings around that one. So much goodness coming down the pipeline. If you're doing this as a business, which I think most of you are, you don't want to miss this. So jump in. We've got the Bibies, the Halls, the Resume, Seth and Rod and Lindsay. It's going to be really, really good.
Oh, so good. Oh, so fun. I love that you're creating all this. And where do they? So go find that post on their social media account. If they want to sign up for that Tuesday training, they find that there too, correct?
Yep, that's right.
Okay.
It's also at sharesuccess.com/reclaim.
Yeah. Yeah, good stuff. Okay. Well, now that we're all super juiced and jazzed, Andy, anything else you want to add or share before we maybe open up to some live coaching shares today?
No, I said we jump into some coaching.
Okay. All right, friends, this is your moment. Let's talk. And again, I realize sometimes when we're like, oh, do I want to share this? Not want to share this? How does this sound? Is this perfected yet? How do I, none of that. Just if there's something that you want support with or that you're thinking about, maybe it's getting over a funk, maybe you're struggling with something or back in the flow, or perhaps you're like, I'm really ready to create this, that, and the other, social media, sales, closing, you name it. How can we best support you this morning? Please utilize me. I got up and put on makeup, before at 8 in the morning. So that's like, hey, I mean it, guys. I'm serious. Here we are. But we'd love to support you. If you want to put your question in the chat box, great. If you want to come on live camera, you do not have to do that. I would love to see you though, if you're willing to do that, and we can promote you to a panelist and you can come up live. But what's going on for you? What do you need support with? And here's the thing that I've learned about open Q&As over the years is that you might be a little nervous to share something, but typically what you are sharing and what might be even underneath your share, guess what, is usually pretty universal, and therefore helps others as well, because it's like, as humans, we're going through some of the same things, and it just comes wrapped in different circumstances, but the life lessons mostly tend to be pretty universal. So who wants to lead us out today? Who has a question or a share or something that you want to share or talk about? Who's going to lead us today? All right, Nicole has a question. Nicole, do you want to come on live camera? You want to do that, or would you prefer, so you can, okay, great. She says yes. So give me just a second.
We also have Tony and Ruth and Aaron who have raised their hands. So
Okay.
Tony, do you want to lead us out?
Okay, we'll come
Sure.
to Tony and then Nicole will promote you up in just a minute.
I just had kind of an aha moment when you were talking about begin with the end in mind. And I'm the one that was creating my office after
Yeah.
someone and had a friend helping me. And this room ended up being like the catch-all for everything for probably a couple years. And so finally we've been working on it for a few days, but just Saturday we spent from 11:30 to 11:30 at night in here working. And she said, I was ready, like picking stuff up off the chairs and moving. And she said, let's move everything in here, your desk in here, your chairs, and set it up like you want it. Then we can worry about all the little stuff, So that's what we did. We moved my desk in, my chairs in, I mean, I still have clutter of stuff here that I've got to go through, but I've been sitting in here for 2 days in my office, which I've been wanting for years.
Mm.
So that really hit home.
Tony, this makes me so happy. Are we not just so happy for this woman? And I love your gorgeous red hair, you fellow ginger. A cute little redhead. But and it's okay to feel the emotion, because sometimes there's things we want for years and it gets put off. It gets put off. Anyone else have a catch-all room?
Yeah.
Anyone else relate to that, where it's like, oh my gosh, it's my office, but then holiday decor, and this gets put in there and that thing, or companies coming over. So clear the dining room table and shove it in there,
Exactly what happened over the past couple years. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're so excited for you. Tell me a little bit, and I want all of you to drop in with me with Tony. This is for all of you. But what's the vibe and the energy you want to feel in this office space? Talk to me through that part of the visioning.
A lot of it is being able to focus more and being more organized. I'm not an organized person. I have no of those strengths in my top 5. So that has been really hard for me, especially lately, because I've got a restaurant which I'm kind of trying to sell, and it's just a lot of things going on. But when I come in here now, it's just, I'm not organized yet, but I have a place and I'm here, and I just want it to feel like this is where I can get business done. And I haven't got it decorated, but I just wrote myself 2 notes to have my friend make me 2, signs. One is take action and the other is begin with the end in mind. But I mean, my vision is I have a back door here. It's at the end of the house. I have a back door and a couple windows. And my vision is to have people come in that want to talk to me, and have people come in and sit. I have 2 chairs in front of my desk, to sit here and talk oils. I mean, to see how I can help them. I mean, it's just, I want it to be helpful, to be
Mhm.
nourishing, to be uplifting, you
Mhm.
know, and
Mhm.
it just feels so good right now, even though I still got some piles to go through,
Yeah.
but I'm at my desk sitting in my room, my
Mhm.
office, and it's great. It's great.
Mhm. And one of the reasons why you're feeling that is because you're taking action in this direction. You're making what we're focusing on progress,
Mhm.
right? If any of you were part of Nourish yesterday, we talked heavily about that too, is progress is the focus, not being it perfected. But one thing I want you to do with me, and again, if the rest of you listening can do this as well, you're not driving. I want you to close your eyes for me, Tony, for just a minute. That way we just remove that visual stimulus. And I want you to put one hand on your heart, the other hand on your belly. And first of all, let's thank that heartbeat. Thank you, heart. Thank you, life. Just drop in, say it 2 or 3 more times. Thank you, heart. Thank you, life.
Thank you.
Hmm. And now I just want you to imagine as if this office space is as you desire it to be. It's an organized space. And not that it has to be perfect, but more often than not, it's in an organized flow state. And just see yourself meeting with someone there. And you're sharing some oils. See yourself put some of those oils on their hands or allow them to smell them, interact with them. And just see how vibrant you are. You're glowing. Look at the joy. You feel and see the joy?
Yeah, I got tears coming down my eyes.
Yeah. Keep that there. We're just keep breathing this in because I'm anchoring for you right now. What we're doing is they're anchoring part of your vision. So come back to those cute little, close those eyes still just a little bit longer. Hand on that heart. Thank you, heart. Thank you, life. You're in this space and it feels like, I love the word sanctuary.
Mhm.
It's peaceful. Your oils are diffusing. You might even have a light classical music on if that speaks to you, or jazz, may or may not. But it's like you're in this space and you're just catching up on some paperwork, maybe sending some emails. And you're just like, oh, this feels so good. I am so glad I gifted myself this space. Thank you, space. Thank you, God. Thank you, life. Thank you, Tony. I'm so proud of you. Thank you for creating this. Again, and just seeing someone else now sitting in that chair and that you're supporting them, and you just feel like there's such purpose to this space. The space is beautiful, it's inspiring, it's nourishing, and it's also serving. It's not just for me, it's a space that others also come be nourished in. And take another deep breath. Can you see and feel that? Yeah. How does that feel? You can open your eyes if you're ready. But how does that feel?
Feels amazing. And
Yeah.
it's what I've pictured, but even deeper, I mean,
Mhm.
it's great. So it's
Mhm.
wonderful. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. And so any one of you, again, whatever your dream or goal is, similar things I just walked Tony through, and it might be similar. You might be like, I really want an office space like that too. Or maybe it's, again, your health. How does it feel? And seeing yourself, in your classes or connecting with someone one-on-one, seeing your back office and the numbers. And, it's that we practice using the capacity of vision. It's so powerful, but it leads your life. And without vision, friends, you will simply repeat what's familiar. This is why vision is so central to creation. Is whether you want to quote the Holy Bible, that without vision, the people perish, right? To Tony Robbins or Jack Canfield or whoever else, insert, but teaching about the potency of clear vision. This is why I love this. So Tony, thank you for letting us with you. I felt that with you. I felt the energy of it. But that's what I want as you think about any of your goals, is dropping into feeling, seeing it, feeling it, talking about what's the feeling in this space? What's the energy? Because what you're after is a feeling. And the more that we can practice that vibration, practice that frequency, see it, feel it, then it's going to keep you motivated because as you know, we work through the stacks of things or clutter and getting organized and the following through on some of that. If that vision's right in front of us, it'll help us work through the resistance that will naturally come up to be like, oh, this is overwhelming. I want to step away, right? Because anytime any of you feel overwhelmed, the
That is me.
natural human inclination is step away. It's procrastinate, it's wait, it's hold, wait, I'm overwhelmed. I won't take action, whether it's building out your website, whether it's posting on social media, and you get stuck overthinking that, right? Is whatever your things might be, is we go, I'm overwhelmed, step away. I'm overwhelmed, step away, versus vision is right here. I might feel the overwhelm, but I'm going for this. I will figure out how to break through it. So you're practicing. Thanks for practicing with us in live time. Anything else you want to share, or Andy, anything you want to add to this with Sweet Tony that's working on it? Okay, Tony, anything else you have for us today?
No, let somebody else talk.
Okay, I'm
Oh,
cheering you on. Congrats on a beautiful new creation that you're working on.
thank
And I'm
you.
so excited for the purpose and the peace that's going to transform for you in that space.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, let's see who's next. Nicole.
Nicole is, yep.
Hi, Nicole. Tell me first where you're based. Where are you at?
I am in Maryland.
Okay. Well, hello. Are you from Maryland, or that's just where you're at now?
That's where I'm at now. I've lived a few places, but it's where I'm at right
Okay.
now.
Well, so nice to see you. Good morning or
Yeah,
afternoon.
thank you. I loved that visioning exercise. Thank you for that. That was really helpful for me. My question is, well, a little more towards like planning the future months for my business. I feel like the months literally just stumble stumble in my lap. And I have these ideas of planning ahead and kind of laying things out so that I'm ahead of the ball instead of kind of chasing after the ball. But I really, really struggle to do that. I kind of resonated with your comment just now, Tiffany. It's like I think I kind of put myself in a state of overwhelm with the planning side. So then I end up literally not doing anything or doing a lot less than what I want to do. So I wanted to get some advice or thoughts on that.
Mm-hmm. I love this. How many of you can relate to Nicole?
Yeah.
Right? Where you're getting the planning and you might even map it out and you might even color code the thing, right? Like, oh, we are planning it. And then does life always go to the plan?
Never.
No. This year, like this was kind of cute. The first of the year, I felt like the two words that picked me, like, you know, if you ever pick a theme for the word for the year or for the season, and mine were like evolve and flow. And I was like, oh, because flow sounds so cute and nice. Oh my gosh. I've had to literally like not much has gone to plan this year and like go, you know, flow with where I'm at. But I also had this very potent lesson from God directly talk to me and teach me a personal witness to trust the redirect. And so sometimes that's the spiritual side of the lesson. But Nicole, this is what we really want to zero in on with this ask for all of you. You guys, this what I'm about to share with you is worth millions and millions and millions of dollars and or millions of energy qubits, right? Like, oh, this is it. Is we get heavily focused on habits and effort. Some of you have heard me, if you've been here over the years, we've done lots of these sessions and calls that I like to focus on effort-based goal setting. Is just create the vision and the plan, like right behind me and see my own vision board, right? And you're like, oh, the big vision and the plans, and I want to write that book and launch this thing and enroll X amount of people. There's still so much value in doing that. And like with Tony, visit that vision. You feel the feeling, you see it, you feel it, the impact you want to make, the lives you want to change, how that impacts your life, your family, your money, your life, all of it. Yes, visit that regularly and then have the awareness that you have and you commit to effort-based goals and or habits. Because the habits, and so if I have, again, vision is I want to enroll X amount of people. You can't control how many people you enroll, ever.
Mhm.
That is 100% outside of all of your control. Now, some of you don't like I just said that, 'cause you're like, because we all are control freaks to one degree or another. Every single one of us, we have preferences. We want things our way. We want to control it. You don't control it. You influence it. But how do we influence it? Is I'm going to hold myself then to how many people I nourish on a daily, weekly basis, how many classes or I host on a monthly basis, how much social media content or things that I put out there or things like that of the variety. Those are the things you can control. So we want to focus on effort. Similar as you cannot control, and if you really try hard, you might create a lot of what you don't want, is you can't control the number on a scale. And some of you make your entire health about a number on a scale, or maybe your past self did that, versus you focus on the habits and the efforts, which is I move my body every day. I drink 60 ounces or more water every day. I take my MetaPower or my LLV. I eat or drink greens every day. I focus on protein or lifting weights or going to yoga. Is focus on the efforts that put you in the flow or the direction of what you desire. And so that's where there's the liberation. Is you can make all these big plans, set these big goals. I'm diamond by this date, or I'm silver by this date, or I have this happening or this happening. I love for that to be there as it motivates you. But then where you put your focus, or I should say your measurement, is on your own efforts and habits. Because that's what you control. I don't ever control a cell. Just like for all of you, I've offered you a free training this week that I'm hosting. It's a $500 training for yours free this week. I can't control if you're going to sign up for that or show up or like it. I can only control that I'm going to keep adding value and gathering people. And those that say yes, they do. Those that say no, they do. I can't control that. I can just do my part to be a value creator where I continue to show up, add value, put things out there, share things, invite, create. It's the same thing you do too, Nicole, in your world, right? Where it's like, you can't control if they say yes or no. They come to the class, they buy, they stay on LRP, or they not, or whatever. We don't control it. We can influence it. Can't control
Yeah.
it. So come home to your place of power, which is, hey, I'm going to move my body every day. I'm going to read or listen to something nourishing on a regular basis. I'm going to nourish 3 people every day. Or I'm going to
Mhm.
send a newsletter a week, or 3 pieces of social content, or host a class a month. I'm not saying you have to do all of those things, but the point is your focus is, because we set the big plans and then life says, hey, this is up for your son or your daughter. Oh, I've got to help address that. Oh, I got invited to go here or do this thing. Okay, I've got to do or work on that. Or gosh, I broke my toe, and not that we were calling that in, but just like life happens.
Yeah.
You go, wait, it didn't go to plan. And it's like, have the big dreams, have the vision, but then have the daily, weekly, and monthly measurements be in your efforts and be in your habits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super helpful.
Thank
That
you.
actually
And
was,
thanks for asking this. Yeah, go where you want to go with that. But this was so important you asked this question, because every one of you needed to hear that.
yeah. And I think I'm like with the planning, just like you said, my focus is like, oh, I need a plan. I need to get ahead. I need a plan. And it's born out of the idea of needing to control everything. But you're exactly right. I then hit like a wall of frustration because, I have kids and life happens and things bump, and yeah. So, yeah, this was really, really helpful for me.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Yeah.
See, Jennifer
Thank you.
saying I did need to hear that. Thank you for asking it. So I know sometimes when we get in these sessions, you might be a little like, do I ask? Do I not? Please ask, because this is such rich conversation for all of us to say, yeah, this is how we shift and how we change. Because, like you mentioned with kids, and you can't control them. They're their own little beings and their things, and then their stuff and life things. And it's like, and then if you have more than one,
Yeah.
then we've got 1, 2, or 3 or 4 or more. And then you're like, it's like the game at the amusement park where like the little, what is it? Like the
The
groundhog.
mole.
The mole times
whack-a-mole.
whack-a-mole. Thank you. And you're like, that's what real life feels like all the time. Like, oh my gosh, how are we handling and navigating all these things? And so it's just being aware that it's like, okay, but if I have core habits, and again, not 27 of them, Nicole, but you might say, here's my essential habits for my own well-being.
Mm-hmm.
So I can have my own sense of source of energy and filling my own cup for mom role, for leader role, these things that we go, okay, I'm going to get movement in at least every day, 15-minute walk, and maybe listen to a podcast. So I'm nourishing my brain at the same time. But basic essentials, these are some of the things, my hydration or my nutrition or whatnot, some of those basics. And then with your business, same thing. Essentials is you've got to be in connection. That's the heartbeat of how you grow any business, whether someone's a real estate agent, they're an essential oil advocate, an amazing leader in doTERRA, to beauty products, to interior design, whatever someone's business is the people business, and you need to be focused on connection, whether one-to-one or small group or, bigger things, is that you're creating a nourishing connection. And so I'd focus that habit is happening on a regular basis. And regular basis doesn't have to mean daily, right? You might say, I'm going to nourish 10 people a week. That's a really good, doable, consistent habit goal, 10 people a week. But you might do, say, 5 on Tuesday and 5 on Thursday in that block of time when kids are at school or you get some childcare or they're at a play date or something. But it's like, hey, I have my 2 hours, 10 to noon every Tuesday and Thursdays. It doesn't have to be every day, but you're saying 10 people a week. I'm calling, I'm nourishing, I'm sampling, I'm inviting. That's the heartbeat. And that feels really doable. And you can measure that for yourself. If it's Saturday afternoon and you go, wait, I've only nourished 8 people this week, I'm going to reach out to 2 more before the weekends so I can be in alignment with, again, what can I control? What can my better language than I like than what can I control is Covey would call that your circle of influence versus your circle of concern. Is what can I influence? This is my scope. This is my range, what I can influence. That's what we're creating.
Yeah, that's so good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you so
for
much.
asking that. I love it. I love I'm excited for this season for you because that, again, it might sound simple, but it's a game changer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Yes, please.
So I love everything that you've shared, and the focus really does belong on effort. I've also found in my experience that the most successful people that I know have the clearest vision of the future, and they're able to at least envision a future that's months or years out, not just like, I think it's but he's not hyper focused on his day-to-day problems. It's like, what do we do if the human race can't live on planet Earth anymore? Like he's thinking that far out. And so Vance has, I think, a big part of our success. And
You're cutting out a bit, Andy. There we go.
Is that
Say that again. You say that again. You start out with a big part of our success and then you cut off.
I think it's been part of our success is all I'm saying. You can hear me, but if you go to the sharesuccess.com/, see a bunch of tools that we've created for planning. And so go down to the plan section and go down and you'll see a year planner. You'll see a strategic planner and then calendar.
Oh, okay. So it's sharesuccess.com. You can see the strategic planner, the events. Yeah, I know
Mhm.
his sound is cut off, but you guys, that is a great resource, sharesuccess.com. If you're not actively utilizing that, he's sharing that with us. So you can see that, I think, on screen. But I'm with him.
Spot
I
back
think,
there. Can you hear me now?
oh, there we go. There, can you hear us now?
Yeah. Yeah. So anyways, fine, sharesuccess.com/library. If you want to download some great tools, just to start planning,
Yeah.
be working against what corporate's doing. So this will help you with where their and where their promos are going to be going, what their events are going to be focusing on, so that you can match your effort with theirs and magnify it to your team. So just a couple of tools that are super useful. Don't get hyper focused on um, the here and now, unless it's your here and now habit. Um, the vision is going, but then yeah, yeah, some tools sync up with corporate.
Okay. You kind of cut off a bit there, my friend. What was the / on that? Sharesuccess.com /. Okay, he must not be in a
So,
great spot. Okay. Oh, sec. There we go.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Again, Nicole, thank you for asking that question. I think what I was gathering from what Andy was sharing is the power of having, again, long-term vision, and that it's like, hey, I'm looking to create, it's similar like with health goals, is I'm looking to create a lifestyle versus just, hey, I want to hurry and lose, 10 pounds for my high school reunion immediately. It's like who I want to be and become, but some of that longer term vision. Andy, it looks like you're now back in your office. You might have better connection. Okay, it looks like sharesuccess.com / library is where those strategic plans are. Thank you for sharing that. But cheering you on, Nicole, thank you again for such a great question.
Yep. Thank you both.
You bet. All right, Andy, anything you want to wrap us up with today?
No, it's just I'm super grateful for you, Tiffany, for always showing up and walking the walk. That you're talking about showing up to serve. You're talking about creating value. You're talking about effort, and that's what you've always done for us in our community is showing up to serve us. So thank you so much for being here, especially today, as I've been in and out of service and in and out of the press. So grateful for you.
No, honey, friend. So always so grateful for you too. I'm excited to get my hands on that new copy of that book. Aren't the rest of you? And some of you, I'm so looking forward to hugging you in person
Yes.
on the 18th at the Essential Emotions training. And I look forward to seeing you guys here in a couple of weeks again, live back on this session. In the meantime, you can find me on Instagram or Facebook or email, either way, those things, and just cheering you on. Come home to these questions often, right? Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Nicole, for what you were sharing, because those were such rich, valuable questions. As we come into a new month and a new season, one of the things my mentor used to say to me again and again is the principles always work if you work the principles, right? If we visit our vision, just like Tony let us join her in feeling and seeing that space, if we're working those effort-based plans, if we're coming back to habits, if we're coming back to, again, that service, as well as coming back home to ourselves, like we talked about earlier on, how powerful that is to come into that alignment. So have a great rest of your day. I'm excited to see you at convention. Can't wait for that. And we'll be in touch.
Hey, Tiffany.
Yes, sir.
I've seen several people ask how they can access your free training that you're offering. Could
Yes,
you
so
just repeat that for those who didn't catch that?
Yep. Again, this is my Nourish series that's happening this week. Nourish your glow, nourish your growth, nourish your goals, and just coming back into focus and tension. And that's at tiffanyspeaks.com / nourished. You can also find that on my social media. My social media is my name, Tiffany Peterson. Mila asked what's your Instagram. It's Tiff Peterson. It's very easy to track me down on the World Wide Web. Okay, everyone. Have a
amazing.
great.
Thank
Oh,
you
love
so
you
much,
all
friend.
so much.